Good afternoon, everyone. We are here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in late April. I believe it's the last Sunday in April, and we are with you again, sitting back, relaxing, and getting ready for Series 173. We are introducing this series, of course, through the Park Baseball 21. We're glad you're part of our YouTube channel. We encourage you to subscribe and can keep following these great matchups we've been seeing. We just finished an outstanding one in 172. Where the series went 7 exciting games, and we saw the Rockies take that series. And we got a new one for you today. 2 brand new teams and 2 franchises that go way back into the history of the game. So let's take a look at what our matchup features this time around. And we're going to start with the 1919 Philadelphia Phillies, 47-90, a tough year for the Phillies. They finished dead last in the National League. But as always, we don't prioritize anybody in these matchups. Whoever comes up, we get. And the Phillies, who are our last place team, get their chance. They were led by 2 different managers. Looking at the lineup, you can see here the hitting was a major issue. Irish Musial, there 59 RBIs with 5 homers. He hit 305. Cy Williams, 278. He only drove in 39 runs. A lot of these guys didn't play a full season, it looks like. Of course, 1919 had issues with the war and the like. Also, a scandal in baseball in that year. Fred Duras, 293. He drove in 49. Gene Paulette, he hit 259. He had 31 RBIs. Dave Bancroft, the shortstop, he only played in 92 games. Brad Adams was the catcher. We got Leonard Blackburn, only 199 at third base. And of course, we mentioned some of the outfielders as well as Leo Callahan at 230 for him. Very, very limited power for the Phillies. RBIs way down. Callahan in 81 games drove in 9 runs. I don't even know that's humanly possible in baseball, but Callahan did it. Possum Whitted off the bench. He hit 3 home runs with 32 RBIs. And Doug Bard also played in 66 games. Gary Kravitz in 38 games. He hit 12 home runs, actually to lead the team with 45 RBIs and hit 341. So Kravitz looks like was the best hitter on the team at 38 years old. The rest of the club had a really tough year at the plate. One of the weakest hitting teams you'll see anywhere. Pitching wise, not too bad. George Smith, 5-11, 3.22 ERA for him in 19 starts. He also had a shutout. Lee Meadows, 8-10, 2.33 for him. Eparixi, 6-12. The 28-year-old had a 3.97. You got Brad Hogg, Gene Packard, and Elmer Jacobs. Some of the other arms that got double-digit starts. Frank Woodard and Pat Murray, the most prominent relieving arms on the team. So some of the pitchers, not terribly bad ERAs. The team actually had a 4.14. Some of the whips very good, you can see here. And Smith and Meadows and Rixey, names that had pretty good careers and were pretty good overall. Looking at the Phils, and again, it only was a 137 game season as I look at it now. A 47-90 total record will tell you that because of circumstances in the world, kind of what we're facing today, I guess. Baseball wasn't at the forefront, and that's also why some of the hitting numbers are as low as they are. But either way, the Phillies not known as a great hitting team, and they were well below in the standings, which was the result. Their opponents from 1960, it's going to be the Boston Red Sox, another team that had a very rough year. They finished 7th in the American League, second to last. 3 managers for them. I guess Pinky Higgins had the most time as their manager in 60. The Red Sox not a threat during this time. Looking at their lineup, you can see first of all there's 41-year-old Ted Williams winding down his career. He hit 316 with 29 home runs, 72 RBIs. Williams, of course, ready to call a career after an unbelievable run. At 41, he is still playing, still good, but not the Williams, of course, we're used to. The rest of the club, you can see here Vic Wertz, 19 homers, 103 RBIs to lead the team in RBI, 282 for the first baseman. You can also see here the leader in home runs is going to be, after Williams, you have to say Wirtz. So he's a very good hitter. Frank Malzoni, 14 homers, 79 RBIs. He hit 271. You also have Willie Tasby, who hit 281, and Lou Clinton, 228. That's completing the outfield for this team. Pete Reynolds, 320 for him, a good season in 143 games. We have the catcher Russ Nixon, and going from there, you can see Don Budding as the shortstop. Budding hit 245. Not much speed on the team, some power, some good averages. On the bench, you can see here Pumpsy Green, 242. He played in 133 games. And that's pretty much it for any substance on the Red Sox bench. Looking at the pitching staff, Bill Monbouguet, 14 and 11, 364 for Monbouguet, 12 complete games, 3 shutouts, and 215 innings. A pretty good year for the 23-year-old. Tom Brewer, 10 and 15, a 482. The ERA start to go up from there. Frank Sullivan, 6 and 16, a rough year for Sullivan. Ike DeLocke, 9 and 10 in his 23 starts, 473. And Billy Muffet got into 14 starts with a 324. We might see some of him. Mike Formulas, 10 and 5. He saved 13 games. He might be the closer here. Jerry Cassell, Tom Studevant, some other names here that you might see during this series. But again, overall, I think both these teams are two teams that you might not recognize many names on, other than maybe the aging Williams and the like. They're both losing sides, probably years to forget for the respective franchises, but their number has been called, and they're going to be ready to play it out here in a best-of-7 series. So the Red Sox, with a slightly better record, are going to have the home field advantage. They'll be at Fenway Park for the first 2 games, and in the middle portion, we'll be heading out to Philadelphia and the 1919 version of Shibe Park, I believe it is. Might as well check on that. Where do the Phillies play? The Phillies play at the Baker Bowl. I'm sorry, not Shibe Park. So the middle portion of the series will be there. And we'll see if one of these two losing teams, well, definitely one of these two losing teams, will end up impressing and being the victors. Should be exciting because both teams are pretty even, although stars that we will least expect will probably see step up here, as both teams hurting hitting-wise and don't have the marquee names. Either way, hope you're ready to enjoy this series. Any two teams that face off against each other, we're excited to watch. It is Series 173. We have, in the opener, Joe Oescher against Bill Monbouguet for Boston in the opening game of the series between the 1919 Philadelphia Phillies and the 1960 Boston Red Sox. Ready for the action here. Bottom part, I should say, top of the first inning. Doug Bard is the hitter. And here's the pitch. That pitch is inside, so we got a walk here to open up the series. Now it's first and second for Gary Kravitz. And Kravitz will line a low line drive into the gap. And getting on the board first are going to be the Phillies. Philadelphia with a 1-0 lead on the Kravitz double. To the fourth we go, 2-0 Philly. Here's Dave Bancroft at the plate. And Bancroft will line this one into the corner. Another hit here for Philly. Runner racing the third. He's going to try to score. Throw to the plate is late. And it is 3-0 Philadelphia. They jump all over here, the Red Sox, early to the 5th inning. Cy Williams, the hitter. And And there's a line drive deep to center field, all the way to wall. Goodbye. Home run, Williams. 4-0. A 400-foot home run to straightaway. Here's Fred Luderis as the Phillies continue their onslaught. This one's hit deep to center. This one might have the distance. Another home run. 415 feet. 5-0 the score here. Phillies. To the sixth, it's 5-1. Doug Bard at the plate. And this one's lifted deep to left. Over the green monster and way out of here. Philadelphia Muscle, 6-1 the score. Really pouring it on here. More men on base here for Irish Musial. Musial will line this one. That'll be deep to right. To the wall. Rack it up. Another one. Irish Musial makes it 9-1 Philly. Here's Ted Williams, bottom of the sixth inning. Williams will lace a single here to right field. Vic Wertz, the hitter for Boston. And Wertz is going to go to center field. That's hit fairly well, but should be caught. It is. First out of the inning here in the sixth. 9-1 our score. And Frank Malzone is going to line this one to center field. That'll get down there. So the base is loaded for Gary Geiger. Geiger will go to short. Play will be made at second. A run will score. It's 9-2 for Pumpsy Green at the plate. And Green will line a shot. That'll be fair to right field. So that'll score two more. So Boston trying to make some noise. It is now 9-4 here in the sixth inning. Williams with a two-run double. To the eighth, however, it's 10-4. Here's Pagliarone. Pagliarone deep to center field. That's going to be up against the wall in center field. One run in for Boston. Another man's going to score, and there's a triple to make it a 10-6 game here in the eighth inning. Pagliarone with a big hit. To the ninth we go. 2 on and 1 out for Frank Malzone. Malzone will line a single to center field here with a couple men on. That's going to make it 10-7 and hold everything because the tying run's coming to the plate. Here's Gary Geiger with only 1 out. And this one's lifted to left. Should be caught, however. It is. Runner will hold, so 2 outs in the ninth. Pumpsy Green is the last hope here against Pat Murray. 2 outs, full count. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So the base is loaded, and the winning run is coming to the dish here at Fenway Park in the bat of Jim Pagliarone. Could it be the unbelievable? Murray not ready to deliver with 2 outs. This is hit to center field, but it's not going to carry. Should be caught, and the Phillies do win game 1. They take it 10-7. Even after Boston fought its way back, it is the Phillies, folks, that take the opener, doing it with the long ball. Philly hitting 3-4 home runs in this one. Irish Musial 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs in a big game. Luderis 3 for 4 with an RBI. And Doug Bard 1 for 4. He also had 3 runs scored. It was Descher that gets the win. Monbouget gets the loss, and Murray the save. It was early in the middle innings there that the Phillies took advantage. Boston making a run late, but wouldn't be enough, although they try to build some momentum for the second game. So the opener goes to the underdog Phillies. Game 2 now, ready to go as Boston tries to right the ship. Frank Sullivan will take the mound for the Red Sox against Elmer Jacobs. This series continues. We'll see if the Phillies can keep it going. Game 2 coming up now from Fenway. Going out live now for all the action. Sullivan not a Bard here in the first inning. one's hit to third. That'll be an easy play there for Arizona. So we move to Gary Kravitz with the man on second here. And this one's hit hard to center field. Way back to the wall. Kravitz gets all of it. Another Philly power bomb. 2-run home run. 2-0 Phils. Boy, have they taken care of Red Sox pitching so far. Here's Cy Williams. Sullivan lets up another bomb. And that one leaves the yard. 3-0 Philadelphia. Another rough first inning here for the home team. 4-0. We finally get to the bottom of the first. Ted Williams at the plate. Williams will lift this one into the gap. That ball is going to be up against the wall. So Ted Williams is going to have an RBI double to make it 4-1. Four to 2 now with Malzone up and 1 out. Malzone will line a single to left field. Let's see if they send Williams. They will. Here comes the throw, and it is going to be late. So it's 4-3. Boston answers right back here with 3 runs. Bottom of the second, Stevens the hitter. Stevens goes lining one into the right field gap with a man on and nobody out. So Boston right back into this ball game. It's going to be a long throw to third. They'll get the runner. The run will score, however, to tie the game up. Stevens with the double that ties the game, and we're still in the second inning here with Ted Williams at the dish. And Williams comes through again. Another hit into the gap, and Boston has wrestled all the way back to take a 5-4 lead in only the second inning of this wild game number 2. To the fourth we go. Kravitz back up with a man on second and 2 outs. He lines one to center. That's going to drop in there. We're tied at 5 now. Kravitz comes through again. It's going to be a triple with 2 outs and 5-5. As I mentioned, the score even. Two on here in the fourth for Vic Wertz. Ball's outside, so Boston with the bases loaded now. 2 outs and a big chance for Frank Malzone to break this tie. He grounds it up the middle, however. That should be playable, and it is. So the Phillies get out of it. 5-5 the score to the 5th inning. Luderis the hitter. Luderis hits it deep to left field the other way, and Philly comes right back with a 2-run home run. Relentless is this Philadelphia offense. 7-5 our score. A high-scoring game number 2. Here's Gary Geiger. Base is empty. Geiger's going to lean into this one and get it fair within the lines, so he'll lead off the 5th inning with a double. Pagliaroni now with the man on third and 1 out. He's going to pop this one up. That should be easy. Second out here of the 5th inning. 7-5 our score, and Clinton is the hitter. Clinton will rip one to the outfield, and it'll drop. So 7-6. Clinton with a base hit. Boston down only 1. To the 6th we go. Here's Ted Williams, who's been red hot. Williams takes ball 4 with 1 out. And Vic Wertz is the hitter. Wertz will go to shortstop. Playmate at second. Relay to first. Double play by the Phillies. That'll end the 6th inning. We move to the 7th. Luderis is the hitter. 1-run game. Luderis drills that baseball to the wall. Another home run. 416 feet. They're making Fenway Park look like a sandbox. It is 8-6 here, folks. To the 8th inning. Doug Budden, the hitter, against Pendergast. There's a walk, so Boston with the tying run up in Gene Stevens. And another walk, so with nobody out here in the 8th, Boston threatening big time. Here's Pete Reynolds. Reynolds will lift this one to left field, but that should be caught. It is. Finally, a baseball stays within the park. And Ted Williams up here. He represents the go-ahead run. He grounds it to first. Playmate at second. That's the second out here in the 8th inning. And it's Vic Wertz who has a chance now against Gene Packard. And this one's hit into the corner, but should be caught out there. So Philly will hold on here to their 8-6 lead. To the 9th we go. Frank Malzone now. As Philly tries to close the door. This ball's popped up on the infield. That'll be easy. First out of the 9th inning. 2 outs now for Boston. Pumpsy Green, the last batter here against Pat Murray. He grounds it to second. And ladies and gentlemen, the Phillies of 1919 have come out and won the first 2 games at Fenway Park and done so with some big bats. They win this one 8-6, take a 2-0 lead. Fred Luderis 3 for 5 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs in this big Game 2 win. Gabby Kravitz also with a home run and 3 RBIs. And Possum Whitted 4 for 5 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. Nichols Jr. takes the loss. Murray closed the door when he had to in the 9th. Boston let up 4 in that first inning. Then they jumped ahead but couldn't hold it. And for the second straight game, their pitching has just been murdered by the Philadelphia Phillies. And after 2 games, it is the Phillies who are up and running. Heading now home to the Baker Bowl. They got a 2-0 lead and all the momentum. We didn't think this Phillies team had any offensive pop, but boy, were we wrong. They've come out swinging in a big way. Let's see if things change now at the Baker Bowl. Much harder park to hit it out of. Could change the perspective of the series, but let's take a look. Tom Brewer for the Red Sox will take it up against Frank Woodard as the Phillies try now to stun the Red Sox again and in their minds end this series early if they can at home. So let's see if Boston can recover or at least get some pitching that they desperately need. Game number 3 of this best of 7 coming up. So far it's been all Phillies. Let's now head out to the Baker Bowl. To the beautiful Baker Bowl now we go. Gene Stevens, the hitter, we're in the first inning. Here it comes. This one's lined to center field, so a base hit here for Stevens to lead off this game. Runners on the corners for Vic Wertz. And Wertz is going to drop it in there. There's going to be a base hit, so Boston for a change will get up on the board early. 1-0 Red Sox. They get up here in the first. We move to the third. Wertz back up here against Woodard. And this one is hit on a fly. It should be caught out there, but it does drop actually. And the ball's going to get away here. A run will score. So it's going to be 2-0 on an odd play here as the Red Sox take the advantage. Runner on third now for Malzone. Not a good defensive play for the home team, and Malzone will rip it up the middle. 3-0 now Boston. They look like a brand new team here on the road. Full count now for the home team as Possum Whitted is up there. Whitted will hit this one fair down the line, and that's going to score a run. So the Phillies get on the board here. Whitted with the double, and it's 3-1 in the third inning. Kravitz the hitter. Kravitz is going to go deep to left. Hit hard and way back. Could it be tie game? Kravitz with a home run. It's 3-3 now here in Philly. 2 to fourth we go. Katie the hitter. Katie will line it up the middle of center field. So Another hit as a runner heads to third with 2 outs. It's going to be runners on the corners for the home side. And Frank Woodard, the pitcher up there, he will ground it up the middle. The play is not going to be made. It looks like an infield hit, and that's going to give the Phillies the lead. The pitcher, Woodard, comes through. 2 to 5th we go. Now Boston finds themselves down again. But this one's lifted deep to left field, the opposite field. That'll tie the game. Stevens with a home run. And this game is tied at 4 now. Ted Williams up with the man on. Williams will ground it to first. Playmate at second. Relay back to first. Nice 3-6-3 there. I should say 3-4-3 there. 2 outs now for Vic Wertz, who's had a big game so far. Woodward delivers. This one's lifted deep into the night. Another home run for Wertz. And Boston goes back up 5-4 in this seesaw series. And game 2 to 7th. Pete Runnels up with a man on second base. Boston look to extend. And they will. A line drive, that's going to get down. Runner running third. He's going to score, so it's going to be 6-4 Red Sox. Runnels with a big hit. To the bottom of the inning, Callahan the hitter. Callahan puts down a bunt. Playmate at second. They get the man there. And Doug Bard is going to be the hitter. Bard will line this one. That's going to be up against the wall. So a runner heading to third. It's going to be a double. 2-run game. Second and third here. And Possum Whitted has a chance to tie it up or better. He actually takes ball 4. So the base is loaded for Philly. And Gabby Kravitz, who's already homered at the plate against Billy Muffet. 1 out, bases loaded, and he drills it to center. Could it be, folks? Unbelievable! A grand slam for Kravitz. What a series he's having. It's been a complete Red Sox nightmare. Kravitz with a grand slam. It is now 8-6 Philly. Unbelievable. To the 8th we go. Geiger now the hitter. He launches one to center field. That's up by the flagpole. That'll make it 8-7. Boston continues to try to survive here. Pumpsy Green the hitter. 1 out here in the 8th. He hits a single to right. So the tying run for the Red Sox on the bases now. And Don Budden the hitter. Budden will ground this one to second. Playmate there. Double play for the Phillies. They end the 8th inning holding on to a 1-run lead. As tight as it gets now. Hick Haiti facing Borland. And Haiti's going to come through here with a 2-out hit. He gets a double. It's been all offense this series. But we move to the top of the 9th. Pat Murray is trying to close the door, and what a big win it would be for Philly if they can hold on. But there's a line shot base hit. Clinton on first. Here's Gene Stevens. Outside ball 4. So Boston with 2 runners on, nobody out. And Pete Runnels the hitter as they try to fight back. And another walk. So Boston with the bases loaded, nobody out. And the great Ted Williams at the plate. What a spot we got here. Williams now a 2-0 count. He hits it to center field. This should tie the game. Here comes the throw. Here comes the runner. He's going to be safe. Williams with a sacrifice fly. Other runner advances to third. We are tied at 8. And here's Vic Wertz. Wertz will line this one deep into left. It is caught. Here comes a runner going to tag. Throw to the plate's going to be late. And 9-8. 2 sacrifice flies give Boston the lead. We move to the bottom of the ninth now as the Phillies could not hold on. Let's see if Boston can close the door. There's a strikeout. Barrett is out, and here's Whitted. Whitted will hit a hard ground ball, but a nice play by the shortstop, and the play is made there by Wirtz. 2 outs. And Gabby Kravitz, the hitter, he's had a huge game, but he's the last hope. And he walks now. They pitch around him. So the winning run comes to the plate, and Cy Williams, Mike Fornila is trying to close it for the Red Sox. This ball's hit to center field, but it should be playable. And it is. Boston holds on in another wild one. 9-8, our final score. They come back in the ninth inning when it all looked bleak, and they put 2 on the board and turn the game around in the very end. What a crazy game this was. Gene Stevens, 4 for 4 for the Red Sox with 5 runs scored. That's got to be a record that we haven't seen in a while. 5 runs for him. Gabby Kravitz, 6 RBIs, including a grand slam, 2 home runs. What a series Kravitz is having. And Vic Wirtz, 3 for 4 with a home run and 4 RBIs of his own. For the Red Sox, the pitching has just been atrocious for both sides. But Fornilez gets the big save in the ninth inning to get Boston finally on the board. They win their first game now, and the road team has won every game we've had. But definitely giving hope now to the Red Sox as the series goes 2-1. Looking at some of the numbers, Kravitz already in just 3 games, 10 RBIs. Pretty unbelievable. Ted Williams hitting .364 already. 3 home runs for Luderis. We've just seen it all here offensively, and the fun and action continues. Up, and we go to game number 4. Phillies still leading 2-1. Let's see what's in store now. Both these teams putting everything on the line, and it's really going to come down to who can pitch better. This effort will now be tried by Ted Boesfield against Brad Hogg, as Philly now, coming off of a loss, is going to try to get a 3-1 lead. They would still love to close out this series at home. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it, or will Boston even things out if they can. Boy, has it been exciting. We expect more of the same now as we move to Game 4 of this best of 7, coming at you from the Baker Bowl. What a wild series it has been, and now we're here for Game 4. Strike 3. And there's a strikeout to start the game at the knees. To the 4th we go. Runner on first for Musial. Musial will alert this one. That's going to be over the left fielder's head. Misplayed out there by Ted Williams. The runner's going to head to third, and the Phillies will take a 1-0 lead here in the 4th inning. 2-0 to the 5th. Pagliaroni, the hitter, against Brad Hogg. This one's hit to second. Quick flip and double play for the home team. Nice play there. Who says these old teams can't play defense? And here's Ted Williams now at the plate with 2 outs. Williams will go deep into center field near the flagpole. Head over. Teddy ball game with a long home run. 445 feet to cut the lead to 2-1. He destroyed that one, and here's Malzone as Boston's down 1. Packard is the pitcher now. And this one's ripped into the right field corner. That's off the wall. Picked up quickly, but the runner will make it in the second with a double. So Boston looking to tie this game if they can. Geiger's the hitter. Geiger will lift this one to center field, but that should be playable within the yard. It is. First out of the 7th. Green now at the plate. And Green will go to first. A nice play made there. Luderus makes it. Runner moves to third, so the tying run at third. Pagliaroni now a chance. And he'll ground it to second, but that should be playable. And yes, sir, the Phillies survive this inning. 2-1 still the lead as we hit the stretch. They're looking for insurance now as Katie's the hitter. And Katie goes deep to left field with 2 out. Hop backbreaker. Katie with a 3-run home run to make it 5-1 Phils. He hammered that baseball on a rope out of the park, and we move to the ninth now. Malzone the hitter with a 1 out. And Malzone will come through, but that might be too little too late. He cuts the lead to 5-2 with a solo home run. Home runs in bunches in this series. Here's Geiger. Geiger will rip one deep into the night. Another one. It's back-to-back here for Boston. But still they trail 5-3 with 2 outs now. Pagliaroni trying to keep it alive. Here's the pitch. There's a strikeout. He got him. Didn't like the call, but Philly will take it. The Phillies win game number 4, 5-3 to take a commanding 3-1 lead. Brad Hogg finally puts together somewhat of a good pitching performance. He goes 6 innings and gets the win. Katie, the biggest hit of the night, a 3-run bomb over the left field wall in the 7th inning. Frank Malzone had a double and a homer for the losing side. Brownsfield takes the loss. Murray the save. And Philadelphia continues their fine play, winning number 3 for them in this series and setting up a chance now to end it all in only 5 if they can win the next one at home. For Boston, they're going to have to try to find a way to win 3 in a row. And the way their pitching is going, that doesn't seem very likely. But the final game here at the Baker Bowl, the fans would love to celebrate on their home field. A rematch of Game 1, Bill Monbouquet against Joe Oscher. And what should be an exciting one, both pitchers struggled in the opener. Most pitchers have struggled in this series. But it's all gone to the liking of the Phillies. So the 1919 Phillies, a chance to end this series and avoid a trip to Boston. Let's see if they can end it at home. 3-1 with the Red Sox backs against the wall. Let's see if they have any life left in them. Let's head now live to the Baker Bowl for game number 5 of this best of 7. Ball's ripped in the right field. That'll get up against the wall. Stevens opens up the double. Runners on the corners now for Boston, and Ted Williams is up. Williams will line this one in center field. That ball's deep. That ball's got some carry. Could be. It is caught. Got center field, and the gun at the plate is going to get the runner. He's out. Sensational throw by Cy Williams. Bottom of the second now. Here's Luderus. Luderus goes into the gap with the man on. Runner heading to third. He's going to try to score, and it's 1-0 Phillies here in the second inning as Luderus gets a double to drive in a run. Bancroft now the hitter. We're still in the second inning. Bancroft down the line. That hits the chalk in left field. It's going to be 2-0 Phils. So the Phillies continue pressure. 2-0 here at Baker Bowl. Vic Wertz the hitter. We're in the third inning. Wertz will go to shortstop. That's going to be one. A relay to first. Double play by the Phils to hold Boston off again. Through the fourth inning now. Pupsy Green, the hitter. Green will ground this one to second with one out. Play is made. Runnels score. So it's 2-1 now. To the sixth inning. Cy Williams up with the man on second. Full count. And this one's drilled deep to left. Into the gap. Home run, Cy Williams, making it 4-1 Philly. A big home run here when they need it. Trying to close out this series. A 3-2 pitch. He took it the other way. We move to the eighth inning now. Things getting serious for Boston. Ted Williams at the plate. He's facing Rags Faircloth. There's a baseball name for you. And Williams comes through again. He's been hot all series long. He gets a one-out double here. Trying to get some life in his team. They're down 3 here in game number 5. But we move to the ninth. 4-1 our score. Faircloth still in the game. Geiger at the plate. This ball's hit hard. It'll drop for a single in right field. With 2 outs now. Nobody on. Jim Pagliarone is the final man, it would appear. Here's the pitch. Hit to center field. Should be playable. And it is. The 1919 Philadelphia Phillies make short work of the Red Sox and beat him here in Game 5, 4-1 to win this series. 4-1 our final. Celebrations at the Baker Bowl. Oster pitched a great game. He went 6+, gets the win, his second win of the series. Bill Monbouquet takes the loss. That's his second loss of the series. He struggled in both his starts. Cy Williams 1 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. The big blow for Williams in the sixth inning. Philly also put 2 up in the second inning and were able to hang on 4-1 and get the job done completely here in 5 games. It's a 4-1 final tally and a great performance by the Phillies, who not much was expected from them, especially hitting-wise, but boy, did their bats wake up against Boston pitching and really make the Red Sox suffer. Looking at some of the numbers, you can see here, Luderus with 7 RBIs and 3 home runs. He hit .444. Bancroft with a .421 performance. Whitten hit .381. Musial with 5 RBIs at .333. And Gabby Kravitz, including a grand slam, hit .250 with 3 bombs and 10 home runs. Cy Williams with a home run in that Game 5. Win 3 for him, 5 RBIs, .250. You can see the amount of long balls. 4, 7, 10, 11, 12 home runs for Philly in 5 games. Quite a performance for a team from 1919. Pitching-wise, not the greatest, but they did do enough to win. You can see here, Oster pitched well. He got 2 wins with a .338, their best performer on the mound. Milt Watson also got a win out of the pen. From there, some of the pitching struggling a little bit, but it really didn't matter too much. Pat Murray taking the loss there from out of the bullpen, and some of the other starters not the greatest, but they did do enough from their offense to get what they needed to do, and quite easily, quite frankly. Looking at the Red Sox, Frank Malone and Ted Williams both drove in 4. Teddy Williams hit .368. He had a good series at his advanced age, but could not carry this ball club. No one having over 5 RBIs. The leader, Vic Wertz, with 5. He hit .250, but not enough for the Red Sox. Pitching-wise, it really got ugly after a while. You can see here, Monbouquet, 7.45 ERA. He lost both of his starts. Nichols 0-1, his ERA over 10. Sullivan with an ERA over 11. Billy Muffett even worse. And it goes from there. Tom Borland did get a win out of the pen. He pitched well with a few other bullpen arms, but it was just too much long ball, I would say, from the Phillies that would decide this series. So in 5 straight games, the 1919 Phillies surprise it and take it. They won Game 1 10-7 at Fenway. They also won game 2 8-6 before dropping the first game at the Baker Bowl, and then they came right back and won games 4 and 5, putting the series away in only 5 games. The MVP goes to the first baseman. It's Fred Luderus, one of the many good hitters for the Phillies. He had 8 hits and 20 at bats. He scored 6 runs, 3 long ones, 7 home run RBIs, I should say, 2 doubles, hit .444. His slugging over 1,000, 1.056, and the on-base percentage also over 500. He also played on nice first base with his glove. And the Phillies really impressed in the end, folks. It really wasn't much of a contest. The 1919 club taking control and winning. So that is a wrap for Series 173. It was a fun ride, a lot of home runs, a lot of long balls, and all done pretty quickly. We see an injury here, but it all didn't matter in the end. So that is a wrap. Once again, fans, the 1919 Philadelphia Phillies make easy work of the 1960 Boston Red Sox. They beat them in 5 games to move on. This is Out of the Park Baseball 21. We're so glad you can join us. Hoping to continue to tune in and see our matchups as we fire up another one very shortly for you. This one's history. It is all Phillies, and we are glad you were part of it. We'll talk to you very soon, everyone. Bye-bye.